This video will cover multiplying fractions. So before we begin, I realize that it's hard sometimes to remember the difference between multiplying a fraction and dividing a fraction. So I like to think really quickly before I start multiplication. A simple multiplication problem such as 6 times 4. That would equal 24. So if I were multiplying fractions, I would be doing the same thing, which essentially is this already because every number has that number over 1. So turn this into a fraction problem. 6 over 1 times 4 over 1 equals 24 over 1. So 6 times 4, 24. 1 times 1 is 1. This assures me that there is no flipping the denominator and changing the sign, any of those things. So moving forward from there, we would go with our problem. Let's say our problem is 2 over 7 times 3 over 5. So now we'll say numerator times numerator is 2 times 3 over denominator times denominator, which is 7 times 5. 2 times 3, 6. 7 times 5, 35. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We'll do one that we can simplify the final problem. So let's say 1 over 2 times 24 over 2. So we'll say 1 times 24 and 2 times 2. 24 times 1 is 24. 2 times 2 is 4. So now we have 24 over 4, and obviously we see that it can be simplified because we see even numbers in both. Both numbers are divisible by other numbers, so let's figure out those other numbers. So we'll start down here with 24 over 4. There are a couple of different ways you can simplify a fraction. First, we can start off by saying, okay, I'm not 100% sure how to do this. I'm just going to divide by 2, see if 2 works in it, and then move forward from there. So 24 divided by 2 would be 12, so that works. And 4 divided by 2 would be 2, so that works. But as we see, it's not completely simplified. So we can keep going again. Divide by 2. How many times does 2 go into 12? And the answer is 6. How many times does 2 go into 2? 1. So now we have 6 over 1. The other way we can do it is look at the answer and find a number that's divisible on the bottom as well as the top. So obviously we can start with 4 because that is the number on the bottom. And we have to see, is the top number divisible by the bottom number? So yes. If you say your 4s, you'll get all the way to 24, and you'll see that 6 times 4 equals 24. So there are 6 4s and 24. How many 4s are in 4? And the answer is 1. So again, we come to the same answer. Now, I am a firm believer in checking your answers before you submit. So I like to go back and just, if I don't have a calculator on my test, I try to use logic the best I can to try to see, do I have this right? Is it in the ballpark? So let's go back to the original problem here, which was 1 over 2 times 24 over 2. Now, looking at this, 1 over 2, that's 1/2. And 24 over 2, it is a division problem, so 24 divided by 2 is actually 12. And then simplifying that down, we say, what is 1/2 of 12? 1/2 times 12, and the answer is 6.